Rookie of the Year is a 1993 film directed by Daniel Stern. It's written by Sam Harper and it stars Thomas Ian Nicholas as our protagonist, Henry. And I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. Henry isn't very good at baseball. He's not found anything that works for him with the game. And then he gets injured, and when his injury heals, it gives him a really strong pitching arm, to the point where he ends up being a pitcher for the Chicago Cubs. This is at the beginning of the film, and the film is basically all about this young boy's journey with the Cubs and the highs and the lows, and also what's really important, and thinking about, I don't want to say too much about this, but it also looks at his parents. His father is not around, and I don't want to say too much about this, but I think they handled that part of the narrative really well. And it gave us some really emotional scenes. His mother is a really great character. She's played by Amy Morton. And I feel like there are a lot of really moving moments. It's also very high energy, very fast paced, and there is a lot of baseball in this. And I will be honest, if this had been about any other sport, I wouldn't have cared as much. I've mentioned this probably many times before, and I'm sure I'll mention it again whenever I watch this kind of film. I'm not a die-hard baseball fan, but it is the only sport I have ever taken any kind of interest in. I don't know what it is. I always have. I've always just had a mild, casual interest in baseball, and that part of it really appealed to me. But had it been about football or basketball, yeah, it definitely wouldn't have appealed to me as much. So that's just worth bearing in mind. If you don't like baseball, then you might not like this, because there's a lot of baseball in it. But you don't need to be a baseball expert to follow it. As I said, I'm not an expert. I am a casual fan. My knowledge could certainly be a lot better, but I was able to follow things that were going on here. I would probably get more out of it if I was more knowledgeable, but it doesn't matter for my enjoyment of the film. Henry is a really likeable protagonist as well. I thought it was very easy to follow his journey from the beginning. I really wanted the best for him, and certainly the journey he goes on is quite an interesting one. Really great performances all around. The characters are great. The atmosphere is great. And as I said, it does get a little emotional here and there. So one that I really thoroughly enjoyed. And if you haven't seen it and you like baseball-based films, or if you just think the narrative might appeal to you, then I'd say it's one that's worth watching. Rookie of the Year is a really good film. Great story, well executed, great pacing, emotional at times, really solid performances. Definitely a film that's worth watching.